The market's finally hit what I call time capitulation. It's when everybody on the timeline is becoming bearish because they're sick and tired of these coins doing nothing for a certain period of time. We had an enormous run back in October to November for crypto gaming coins. Now, I'm thinking we're finally at that place once again that certain catalysts are here to spark what is supposed to be the next crypto gaming run. I'll be touching base on 10 coins that I'm looking at. We're going from infrastructure plays to single gaming ecosystems, all the way to even GPU cloud computing and more. I'll be explaining my thesis behind them and more in this video. So if you enjoy the content, like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So here's the main catalyst that I think is going to start the rally for altcoins in 2024. I know we've been waiting a long time for this. You know, we had our initial run, things got boring, altcoins have been bleeding since then. But I think this is exactly what happens historically for the crypto space. So let me just touch really quickly on what just got announced. So we know Ethereum spot ETFs are coming, but we didn't know when Ethereum spot ETFs were supposed to start trading. Now we think that it's going to start trading July 2nd. And July 2nd is not very far off from where we are today. We are currently in June 2024. So, I mean, I don't know if it's a 60% ETH price rally or what. I'm expecting a 10K Ethereum, maybe not this year. I don't know if we're getting a 10K ETH this year, but I do know that what seems to be happening here, at least, is that a lot of tokens have launched on Ethereum. This is just an enormous space. The network effect, it is immaculate. And I know there's a lot of focus on Solana, and I love Solana for what it is. It is the retail hub. All the degens are over at Solana. But you gotta go ahead and keep in mind that when it comes to the crypto space, we don't forget about the OG times. I think a lot of liquidity is going to come back to Ethereum. I think that this liquidity is going to spark an altcoin run in Q4 of 2024. So I'm not expecting July per se to be like the ginormous rally, but I am expecting some time around July and August that these crypto gaming coins are going to go and bottom. That's what I'm essentially predicting, right? I'm predicting a bottom on crypto gaming altcoins sometime in July and August because Ethereum ETFs pop up, maybe a couple weeks go by, liquidity starts coming into Ethereum, and then that just sparks altcoin runs all over the place. Because guess what? We're not in a bear market at all. The corrections that people keep talking about do not matter if we're only talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is practically at all-time highs as we speak. So what's happening right now is that Bitcoin's in a bull market and everything else is, historically speaking, just following the course. So when the ETF happens, because the Bitcoin ETF is what sparked the Bitcoin run, I think Ethereum, it's going to spark the altcoin run. And now we can finally talk about gaming coins. Why am I still talking about gaming coins? Well, I still have the same thesis that I had over a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It doesn't matter how many years ago. I've always had the same thesis. I think that gaming is the ultimate form of entertainment in terms of revenue streams. Gaming on crypto has just been so profitable. There was an era where Axie Infinity was getting more revenue per day than pretty much any other AAA gaming title out there. It was an enormous amount of profit that Axie Infinity was making for the Ronin network. People were making tons of money. There was just so much capital going around. And I think that that is going to continue to be the case leading into 2024, 2025. Now, we haven't had any successful titles just yet, but I have heard that a lot of these gaming streamers are a lot more privy to the cryptocurrency space than they were before. And not only that, just the industry overall has just been so much more receptive to the industry because guess what? We are finally at a place where there is product to show. And while this product may not be fully released, it is still finally here to show. No longer is the era that people are looking at little trailers and they've raised $50 million but have nothing to show for it. There is product to show now, which is a really big deal. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is pretty much the big ones. The big old shebangeries. We like to talk about them because they're the ones that are going to keep our portfolio the least risk averse. I mean, the most risk averse, right? We don't want to take a lot of risk here. We're in crypto gaming. We're already taking a lot of risk. Let's go for some of the safer ones that are bigger. Well, I think the first one's Ronin. Ronin right now, it's at an $840 million market cap. FDV 2.5 bill. So very big coin, very big coin. They also have a, okay, 24-hour trading volume. I think Ronin's price right now is very attractive. They've had a bit of a correction. I think it's like a 30 to 40% correction or something like that from where I got it last time on my tweet. So I'm actively dollar cost averaging into my Ronin position. This is an FYI to anybody watching this video. I am still buying Ronin, yes. And the reason that I am buying Ronin is because I'm expecting very big things to come from the Ronin chain in terms of not only DAU increasing. I mean, the DAU right now is like, it's insane. Daily active wallets, actually. DAW. Same thing, whatever. They have over 1 million DAW, which is a lot. They have a decent amount of transactions. They also have a lot of bots. Every crypto gaming chain has a lot of bots, but they definitely have, at least from what I've seen, the most users currently in the crypto gaming space through Pixels, through Wild Force Airdrop Farm, through Aethir, and the many other titles that are coming out. But even more important than anything I'm talking about right here is this. This tweet. I don't know what the message is, but what I think the message is that I think Ronin is going to become permissionless very soon. A lot of tweets coming out about that. A lot of people speculating on it. So maybe someone has figured something out. But what permissionless would essentially mean is that when Ronin initially started, Sky Mavis essentially vetted every project that came into Ronin. Any game that wanted to build on Ronin had to go through Ronin, the actual foundation, and, you know, like Sky Mavis, etc., to go ahead and actually build on Ronin. But very soon, they're going to be allowing anyone to build on Ronin. Is it going to take some of the beauty away that was the purity that, like, Ronin was taking bets on these games and them specifically were going to be the only ones in the chain? Sure. But the thing is, I talked to 𝐂𝐫𝐲𝐩 here. This is a video on our channel, by the way. And on this video, he talked about the fact that, you know, it works in the beginning, but long-term, you know, Immutable's approach where they're just getting tons and tons and tons and tons of games, that is what you need. You're not going to have a 100% guaranteed success when you release a game. A lot of the time, you're going to need to release a lot of games to be able to have a chance to actually get a really big hit. And even when you get a hit, there's still a big chance that people are just going to think about something else a month or 2 months down the line. So you have to prepare yourself with a continuous stream of new games to have a more and more and more chance of actually being a successful chain. And at the end of the day, when it comes to something like Ronin as a token, people are only focused about the amount of transactions that are coming through and the fact that people are actually using the chain. It doesn't matter how many games are on there. People need to be using these chains to be able to actually warrant the valuations that they currently have. So I'm expecting that when they become permissionless, a lot of brand new titles are going to come out, and perhaps one of them will be a hit game and will propel Ronin to brand new all-time highs. And especially if the crypto gaming space gains traction, I think this is going to be an enormous narrative for crypto gaming. Immutable X is the second one that I want to talk about. Right now, they are the largest crypto gaming coin in the entire space at a 2.6 bill market cap, as well as a 3.4 billion fully diluted valuation. I'm also putting this one in here because I think that you need to have your fundamentals in check if you're in the crypto gaming space. You should not just be aping into coins with a $10 million market cap. You know what I mean? Like, you need to have coins that are like the granddaddies of the entire space. And IMX, very much so, deservingly is the top crypto gaming coin in the space right now. Do I think they're going to continue to be that? I don't know. I'm not going to be like one to predict that. But what I do know is that it's a pretty safe bet. Here, if you go on the IMX page and you just scroll for a bit, you're going to see a billion different games. They have hundreds upon hundreds and hundreds of games that are building on there. I mean, there's some awesome ones. I know Illuvium is going to be coming very soon, which we'll be talking about Illuvium later. There's like 𝐊𝐈𝐷Ee Defense from 𝐊𝐈𝐷Ee Games. Ember Sword is about to do something apparently, like Metalcore, Devilmon. We could talk all day about games that are building on Immutable, and that's the beauty of it. When it comes to the normies, the people that are just looking to get into the crypto space and, you know, they just want to play video games. They don't really care about the hyper financialization of assets or trading IMX as a token. They just want to play video games. Well, they're going to go to Immutable probably, or they're going to go to one of those crypto gaming chains that just have a metric ton of games because of like everything that I talked about before. So IMX, I'm still really bullish on what they're doing. The grants program, what was it, like a $50 million airdrop or some crazy amount of money that they're doing with their gems that you could farm every day. There's just so much attention that IMX is going to be activating once the crypto gaming space comes back. It's hard to bet against IMX is what I'm trying to say. The next one is KARRAT. Now, KARRAT is a new addition to our list of coins. I am pretty excited about this one. This is one of the first coins that have been listed on Coinbase in a while for crypto gaming. It's been a while. And so when KARRAT got listed on Coinbase, I mean, that was a huge shock for a lot of people in the industry. You've got to understand, this came from My Pet Hooligan. I mean, AMGI Studios. We thought of them as a, one game ecosystem. There was nothing else to go ahead and look forward to. The My Pet Hooligans, they had an NFT collection that was very exciting. But then they introduced KARRAT Coin. And KARRAT Coin is really fascinating because this is an infrastructure coin that has recently been released. And, they've got the usual, you've got govern, incentivize, they're throwing grants, and of course, utility, they want people to use it. They have a case study, which is My Pet Hooligan, right? And AMGI Studios, which I think My Pet Hooligan is an excellent game. I think the community is excellent. But the even bigger part here, in my humble opinion, is that when they did their airdrop, this was totally different from a vast majority of the crypto gaming coins at the time. What we had thought initially about crypto gaming coins is that they were always going to be, these high, low float, high FDV coins where, you'd have like ridiculous valuation. We'd have 2% of the coins out and VCs, investors would get most of the coins. People got tired of that. My Pet Hooligan, I mean, I don't know if they realized it or what, or maybe they've always had the mindset. Pretty sure that's the case. They gave a lot of airdrop to the My Pet Hooligan holders. And that is exactly what you need. You need a loyal base of people that will fight for your product. And you need to have a successful launch to be able to carry that into the dawn of a new era. And so they're focused on gaming, entertainment, AI. They have a ton of partnerships. And this is, one of the cool things that they're building out there. This is facial recognition on some of the characters that they have. NFT holders, I believe, will have that as well. And so there's a lot of awesome stuff coming out for KARRAT Coin that doesn't just have to do with the My Pet Hooligan brand. It's more so, it reminds me a lot of the early days of, Ronin and Sky Mavis, where Axie Infinity was kind of that baseline. We are going to be building a chain. Axie Infinity is all we've got right now. This is our case study. Build on our chain because we can make you into the next Axie Infinity. I think they're going to do something very similar. They're going to say, hey, we did pretty good with My Pet Hooligan. The game still hasn't come out, but they've got a ton of partnerships, a lot of things going right for them. We can do the same for you if you build on KARRAT Coin. So that's what I think is going to happen. It launched, had its correction, has held really well. So I imagine when gaming has its run, this launched when the market was boring. I think it's going to be good for KARRAT Coin. That's a due diligence process. Pirate Nation is the next token. This one is brand new, so this is a very high risk one if you're getting into it right now. Any coin you get into when it's the first couple days, it's like, it's going to be all over the place. So I'm not going to be like telling people to buy this thing right now, but it is something you should be looking at. So this one launched at a $257 million FDV, which is lower than a lot of the coins that have come out very recently. But that's because they have a lot of the supply that it's already out there, which is really good. That's exactly what you want to see for a token coming out. And I love what they did. So they did nothing when they launched, essentially. They just launched at the boring old exchanges, and then they dropped a nuclear bomb. They just randomly decided a couple hours into this thing that they were going to be on Coinbase, like another Coinbase launch. It's crazy. They didn't hype it up at all. They just randomly launched on Coinbase and crypto.com. So I think that's great and all. But at the end of the day, if we're buying it, it's not about the centralized exchange launches right now. It's about what's going to be coming later. So what's coming later is utility syncs. They're a fully on-chain game. This is my bet for on-chain games right now. There are not a lot of on-chain games I would actually put capital into. The only one I would even think about doing it is Pirate. I will be like honest though, like I swung trade Pirate. I made money on Pirate, bought it at 23 cents, sold it at 31 cents, all transparent on our Discord. But as a long-term hold, I would ideally like to get this thing at below 20 cents. If I could get below 20 cents, I would begin actually accumulating this for a long-term hold. I mean, this is sub 100 million actual market cap, 250 mil FDV. When the space actually grows, it's going to be insane. They have Pirate sinks. The gem faucets can only be purchased with the Pirate token. A lot of people are already playing Pirate in Pirate Nation. They already have their season 1 of Booty that ended. They're going to have a season 2 of Booty. So a lot of reasons to actually play this game and become involved with the Pirate Nation ecosystem, which I think is exactly what we need in the space. We need some of these launches that aren't as hyped, that are giving a ton to their community. That is exactly what we need. I don't think anybody was complaining about the Pirate Nation airdrop. Everybody was very happy, which is what we need. We need happy holders, hyper loyal people, just like KARRAT coin. That's why I put Pirate Nation on there, and why I assume they were also one of the coins listed on Coinbase. So maybe some of these gaming founders should start taking some notes. So the next one is GAMEE. Now, GAMEE is my Telegram gaming pick. That is going to be what I am going to be calling it here. So it's at a $22 million market cap, 73 mil FDV. This one's been out for a long time. I mean, check this out, from 2021. In terms of a market cap, actually not that far off from its old all-time high. However, they have well capitalized on a lot of things. This is a thread by Alenka, so shout out to you. But here are some really cool statistics that you should see here. They have 80 million users with 2.5 million daily users on their Telegram gaming platform. The token doesn't have a lot of holders, and the really cool thing about this is they're going to be activating, well, they've already activated something called Watt Points, and these Watt Points are accumulating, every single day. You can stake this token, the GAMEE token, to go ahead and get more of these Watt Points, and one can only assume that points will probably translate into a token. So once the token comes out, if there is a token, this is pure speculation, there will be a lot of volume there. It's going to seep into the GAMEE token. Any revenue that comes from people using GAMEE goes to the treasury, goes straight to the GAMEE token through buybacks. So I'm expecting great things when, I don't know, like I feel like we're already in a Telegram narrative. I mean, Telegram, yeah, they're ranked number 10. Telegram's doing great. So I think they're going to continue to do great. And then when people are continuing to look into some of these coins, I mean, there was not a coin. It's over $1 billion. This GAMEE token's at $22 million, 73 mil FDV. You don't think this can do a 10x? So that's my Telegram gaming pick. I think it's a no-brainer. They've got like crazy backing too. If you just click on the actual page, what does it say? It's like Binance. Where is it? Binance Labs. They've got Animoca that created this thing. Incredible. It's hard to be bearish on this right now. So the next one is Altura. Now, Altura, I really like because, okay, so this is the more boring pick. It's like a boring infra pick, but I think it's a boring infra pick that is starting to wake up just a little bit, and it's bled enough to be at a pretty good valuation zone. Definitely higher risk, but also higher reward. It's at a 26 mil market cap with a 36 mil FDV. Really low, actually, very low. Has a pretty good 24-hour trading volume. It announced June 3rd that they're doing a $1 million grants program, which means that there should be, theoretically, more games that are going to want to be on Altura, right? And they have, for some odd reason, May 25th, decided to launch on HTX. I mean, what happened to the graph on HTX? Let's see. So we're looking at the 25th, boom, 4 cents all the way to 5 cents. So not crazy of a price action thing, and then it ended up dipping afterward. But for them to have connections to get there at a 26 mil market cap, I thought was really interesting. And they're not really listed on a lot of centralized exchanges. So I'm expecting the Altura marketing machine, because they've been one that just haven't done marketing this entire bull cycle for the most part. I think they're getting ready though. I think that very soon we're going to have that marketing push. There's going to be more listings. There's going to be more excitement. That $1 million gaming fund is already, active. So more and more games are going to begin building on Altura. In for play, there you go, Altura. Illuvium is my next one. This is a gaming pick. This is actually a gaming pick. I know, my first gaming ecosystem pick. So this one right now, it has a huge market cap, 500 mil, 700 mil FDV. Look at the market cap. It's doing all right, pretty good comparatively. We don't look at this because this was a different era in crypto gaming. And so I'm actually really bullish on the Illuvium coin because of their, what is it, $15 million left. It was like $18 million airdrop that's going to be happening just for playing Illuvium. Illuvium is going to have their open beta launching next month. This is happening next month. And this is going to spell the beginning of what hopefully will be one of the most successful crypto gaming launches of all time. So I am expecting, if this launch goes well, for, of course, Illuvium's price to do well. I mean, that should be a no-brainer. During the bear market, they had these Illuvatars that they launched, and they raised a ton of money off those Illuvatars. And I'm thinking here that they have this just enormous community. I would even compare this community to kind of like, it reminds me of Gala. It gives me big Gala vibes, where they just have these enormous whales that are just waiting to activate their capital for this game. So if they're impressed with how this game ends up coming out, I mean, it's a no-brainer with the valuation right now that Illuvium is going to do well. It's got that immutable backing. It's got a lot of things going for it, and I am really excited to see when this open beta comes out, what ends up happening here for Illuvium. If you're interested in participating in this $18 million airdrop farm just for playing Illuvium, I'm going to be leaving the link in the description of just my referral link, and that's going to be Illuvium. Wilder World is the next one. This is my Metaverse pick. Very simple. I have to have a Metaverse pick. I'm not going to be putting the Sandbox or Decentraland. We are in 2024. I know the Sandbox raised like $20 million. I don't know how it happened, but it did. Okay, it just did. Let's just put that out there. But Wilder World is my Metaverse pick. It's at 140 mil market cap right now. Take a screenshot. 260 mil FDV. Look at it. Very good. Look at it. And this is why I think Wilder World is going to beat out most of the metaverses. I don't know if it's going to beat all the metaverses. This could be the metaverse. Hey, this could be a top 10 coin. Who knows? But I'm very excited for them. They have a ridiculous amount of development happening here. I mean, look at how sexy this looks. You're looking good. Looking good. The graphics are just very juicy when it comes to this game. Midnight in Miami, it's their racing game. It looks really good, like incredible. They're also going to have what seems like to be a shooter or something like that. Look at how cool the graphics are for this game. It's insane. Just he's throwing a grenade, okay? Give him some credit. But it looks really good right now. They did a devlog, which you know, your boy went ahead and raced this man. I lost, by the way. The founders are actually kind of cracked at this game. Very rare that I actually lose. But this was one of those times that I just got beat very hard. It was a lot of fun to play Wilder World, so that's why it's my top pick. I actually had fun playing this game, and I think they know what they're doing. Aethir, it's my GPU cloud computing DePin play. I know I just said a bunch of buzzwords, but it is my actual thing play, right? Where everybody needs an actual thing. Everybody needs a GPU to play on to actually go ahead and play video games. So this is my actual thing. So Aethir right now, it launched a couple days ago. That a 260 mil market cap with a 2.9 billion FDV. I know what people are going to say. They're comparing it right now to the Akash network. The Akash network right now, I think it's at, what, $1 billion or something like that. So if you look at the market cap, yeah, it's around 800 million or something like that. But the thing is, they already have more computing power than the Akash network by a lot. It's not even close. So some will argue that the 3 billion FDV might be too much, might be too little. But Aethir, if you look at the Aethir research report, you're going to see that there is just a lot of value that is coming to this place. And in terms of traction, just look at this here. They have a contract with the world's largest gaming studio for 5M to 7M ARR with 150 million monthly active users in terms of a player base. They've got a contract with the world's largest telecom company with WellLink, and they have a pipeline for 10 additional contracts in the gaming space expected to close within Q1 of 2024. You have an enormous, look at this amount of equipment. If you look at some of these other crypto gaming chains, it is just incredible what they have. It's not even close. So I'm expecting great things for Aethir. You know, we bought checker nodes, we bought Aethir Edge, we bought tokens. there's a lot of things. They're going to be giving airdrops to people that stake the coin with gaming and AI partners. They have over 200 of those partners, so well deserved for their valuation. They also launched very recently, so clearly they haven't been able to actually experience a cycle. It's not to say that this can't correct another 50%. I don't know the true valuation here, but what I do know is that when AI and gaming and altcoins begin to run, that Aethir will be one of those coins that will cement themselves as a top crypto gaming coin in the space. And the last one I want to talk about is Bloodloop. Bloodloop is also, it's very similar to Illuvium in the sense that there is a catalyst that is coming very, very soon that I am excited about. Very simple. So Bloodloop right now, they have a very modest valuation at the moment. They did pretty well in their launch, actually. You know, they went up, the typical stuff that you would expect, and they went down again, but then they started kind of stabilizing. So very good on that launch, right? So clearly the community is kind of holding through here. There's 7 days until the first season of their play to airdrop. Actually, more like 5 days at this point. They are giving people tokens for playing the game. So I think that is really, really important in the sense that people are looking forward to the next play to earn airdrop campaign, and Bloodloop is likely to be that. 9 Heroes was the last one. Bloodloop is going to be the next one. And then I think after this one, people are going to be doing Illuvium. That's kind of the cycle of things that I'm expecting right now. So Bloodloop is going to be the more immediate catalyst. It's not to say this is going to be an incredible hold, you know, 3 years down the line. But in terms of a short-term catalyst trade, you know, just screenshot the price right now. I think it's going to be pretty good. Other things you should know, you know, this is a pretty good breakdown of the supply allocation. 66% of supply is allocated to community incentives and ecosystem growth over the course of more than 4 years. I think it's healthy. They've got a healthy amount of supply going to the community. It's what you need for a solid valuation. And right now, they're doing pretty well as a result. They also have crafting nodes that are going to be coming out. I'm still digging deep into these ones on whether or not I want to do them because, you know, single game ecosystems, I'm not really too sold on it. But all the crafting in the game, crafting nodes, they've got crafting fees. You get your emissions through NFTs. There's a lot of value add here. And it's the reason I decided to talk about Bloodloop. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think my picks are good? Do you think they're bad? I think they're pretty good, but that's just me. We'll see how it ages in a couple months. Until the next time, stay classy, and that's all.